Ladies and dudes, I need to warn you right now. If you say one little thing about Naked Gun, just one little thing at all, you're gonna make me and my friends mad. Big time. Like this guy. Or my favorite Pokemon in the whole entire world. Yeah, you'll know what I mean. I guess you want to know is, if you don't want to do a Naked Gun movie review, then what type of movie review that I'm going to do for today. I will admit, out of all the Liam Neeson films I've seen so far, this one is pretty darn sad. If you can handle this film or not. At least it's better than that bullcrap of a film that's in theaters now. Or out of the fight, it's way better than Taken 3 and third person combined. Well, if you guys get the picture. Well, here we go. Hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobot 1987. This is going to be my review for a day. And today, I have another movie review, ladies and dudes. And I will admit, this is going to be one short movie review. Because I don't have much things to say about this film. This is one of the most saddest Liam Neeson films I have ever seen in my whole entire life. Something I don't want to take two things carried away. So yep, my next movie review is Ethan Frome, or Ethan Thor, or whatever this last name is. It's more like Ethan Frome. I'm not sure if you have or have not heard about this film. And the only fun fact I can find about this movie, the movie did came out in the same year as the Schindler's List. That's for sure. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here's my next movie review of Ethan From, whatever you want to say. So here's my next movie review that featured our favorite underrated actor of the whole world, the old great and mighty Liam Neeson. What should I say about the main plot of the story? It's a story about a guy named Ethan who has I'm not sure if I did this right. It's a love triangle thing. And the most shocking thing about this crazy love triangle thing that featured this dude, he is truly in love with his two female cousins. One who worked so hard to take care of his mom from illness, and he married her for a weird reason, while the other is her sister, who lives somewhere else. And they did live in that very same house for over a year. So overall, he's stuck with which one of the two ladies that he wants to be with. Does he want to be with his wife that he married, or be with her sister? This is one of the weirdest love triangles I have ever seen in my whole entire life. And truly a messed up one. But at least he's better than Michael from Third Person. That's all I could say about that. So, anyway, that's my whole entire plot of Ethan Frome, or Ethan Thor, or whatever his last name is. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? I will admit, this is one of the most saddest Liam Neeson films I have ever seen in my whole entire life, without spoiling it. But I will admit, I will add this film in my Liam Neeson collection, along with the Taken saga, minus Taken 3, I should take that out. Non-Stop, Honest Thief, Darkman, Michael Collins, The Grey, Unknown, and some others. At least this movie is much better than the 3 films that are downhill for me. Big time. And you already know what those 3 films are that I already told you about. Yeah. I'm not sure if any of you have seen this movie or not. And yes, it did have some good positive ratings. That's for sure. I will say the storyline is pretty good for the most part. The characters are fine as they are, maybe truly much better than Third Person, that's for sure. I love the cinematography. I really enjoyed the score. I love the costume designs. And yes, the whole entire storyline took place in the winter time. This is before the gray came in, I guess. So anyway, it's a very enjoyable film to watch, and it'll give you a big giant tear to your eye. So anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you about my strongest points and the weakest points of Ethan Frome. So darn hard to pronounce its last name. Okay. I will say for the strongest point for this movie is the oh great and mighty Liam Neeson's performance as this Ethan dude. I will say his storyline is pretty well done, pretty well told, and it did... I can't spoil the rest of the storyline. You gotta see this movie for yourself. It's one of the most saddest storylines ever that came from our favorite underrated actor. It's really, really darn sad, and yeah, I will let this love triangle slide. Something that's very darn understandable. And yeah, the oh great and mighty Liam Neeson was so darn gorgeous and handsome back then. And you just can't stop looking at his face. I mean, he's just freaking charming in this film. Something that blew me away from start to finish. At least that Ethan guy is way better than Michael from Third Person. I just can't stand Michael. He had the worst storyline of all. I just wish that the old great mind Liam Neeson should never got involved with that idiot film of hell, thanks to that no good Paul Haggis, if you know what I mean. So I will say for the strongest point for this film is the oh great and mighty Liam Neeson's performance as this Ethan dude. I will say for my weakest point for this movie, I think they took the kiss scene a bit too carried away. Since it did say it's a PG film, but it's more like a PG-13 film, I think that kiss scene was a bit too steamy for my taste, you know, between Ethan and Maggie. They kissed like 3 times in the film, and there was about to be a part there's gonna, you know, well, if you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. I will say, yeah, the kiss scene is a bit too carried away for my taste. So that's my major weakest point of the movie, is they took the kiss scene a bit too carried away. I have no idea what the heck I want to say about the characters. The wife is okay, but she did turn out to become a B-word later on. And Maggie is a fine character. I don't mind the actress who played her. But I have to tell you the truth is, I think I rather prefer Maggie with this guy named Dennis, the one that she shared a dance sequence with in the film. I think those two had much better fleshing out and developing, even if it's for a short period of time. I think I'd rather prefer Maggie to be with Dennis, since Dennis is such a nice guy and all. Maybe Ethan should have known better, I guess. Maybe he should have let her go and just be with... She needs to be with a guy who could take good care of her seriously instead of him. And maybe things would have been better. Hard for me to say. So, I'll go ahead and tell you about my final thoughts of the film. Overall, Ethan Frome, I'm sorry I cannot pronounce his last name right, but overall, this is a pretty darn good movie to watch, and truly much better than those 3 films that truly went downhill for me. But this one is so much better. I will say it had a good storyline, the characters are fine, good cinematography, a very great score, the costume designs looks good. There are some sceneries and highlight moments that are pretty darn enjoyable in the movie. And this one will make you sad. Big time. So overall, I decided to give this film a 9 out of 10. That's all I could say about it. And that's my whole entire movie review of Ethan from... I can't pronounce his name right. Okay, that's my whole entire movie review from another great underrated film from the Oh Great to Mighty Liam Neeson. Here's a very important question I want to ask you all. Who is your most favorite lead or supporting actress of all time that came from in the previous Oh Great to Mighty Liam Neeson films? I'll show you mine. About the last one in the end is the Oh Great and Mighty Liam Neeson's treasure. His one and true love, Natasha Richardson. I love all the actresses who worked hard with the Oh Great and Mighty Liam Neeson in the previous films, but not as great and epic as his dear, beloved late wife. Enough said. So sayonara.